made up. See, Jesus is yearning for more time with his Father. Are we? Are we yearning for that time to have with God, not just on Sunday morning, but throughout our weeks, throughout our lives? What if we spent more time? God promises to speak to us here in his word. What if we spent more time? Wouldn't it be a good thing for us to spend more time with the one who created us? Who decided at some point in time in history, you should exist, and made it so. Wouldn't it be a good thing if we spent more time with God who loves us so much that he didn't stay out in the heavens so we could never know him, but actually came down here and lived and walked among us? Wouldn't it be a good thing if we spent more time with the God who loved us so much that he was more than willing to die a brutal death on a cross to bring salvation to us? 52 tells us Jesus increased in wisdom and in stature and in favor with God and man. You know how we could describe Jesus in that scene? He was thriving. He was thriving because he spent more time with the Father, growing in that relationship, knowing more and more what it means to actually be able to call God, not just Almighty, but Father. We can have the same. God can do the same thing in our lives. He can make us thrive, and that doesn't mean you thrive by never having another problem in your life ever again, or everything go your way. Instead, it means you get the peace that surpasses all understanding. The kind that only God himself can give. The kind that comes to us in those moments when we are guilty and ashamed and says, guess what? You are forgiven. The kind that comes to us in the moments of darkness and says, my son is risen from the dead. Even death must be under his feet. We only get that as we hear God, but guess what? God freely comes to us and he says, you have it. I will speak to you here in this word. And I will bring that hope, and I will bring that truth and that peace into your life through this. There's a man recently who wrote about his journey of faith. He decided he needed a shake-up in his life. You ever wanted one of those? So he challenged himself. He said, I'm going to read the entire Bible in 100 days. That's a pretty big task when you think about it. All 66 books and all these chapters and all these pages in 100 days. He started with it, he finished all the way to the end. He said, over that time, things began to change. And the biggest change came not because, everything was just great in his life. But the biggest change came because he stopped looking at himself, stopped looking within, and began to look to the Lord. He began to see life in a different way. He began to see other people in a different way because this word was having an effect upon him. God was speaking to him. He said this about that time. He said, the fact that a book so many hundreds of years old can speak to someone like this in the modern world is really amazing, in my opinion. For us, maybe it doesn't need to be so amazing. Because we know it isn't just a book, is it? But this is the words of the Lord. This isn't just a bunch of stories or myths or things that people might call it. This is the account of God at work in our lives and in our world. This is something that pierces to the very soul, the very inner of our being. This is something that God says makes us wise to salvation. Reveals to us that he is true and that he is living.